I think this book is a very worthy sequel to its original, and I'm pleased to say that I have now added Freida McFadden onto my coveted list of favourite authors. What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. You're with Chris, and today I'll be giving my spoiler-free review of The Housemaid's Secret by Freida McFadden, published in February of 2023. In my opinion, this one was just as good as its original, which I reviewed that one on the channel also recently. If you haven't checked that out, please do. But let's start how I always like to, with what the book is about, taken straight from the cover copy. It's hard to find an employer who doesn't ask too many questions about my past, so I thank my lucky stars that the Garricks miraculously give me a job cleaning their stunning penthouse with views across the city and preparing fancy meals in their shiny kitchen. I can work here for a while, stay quiet until I get what I want. It's almost perfect, but I still haven't met Mrs. Garrick or seen inside the guest bedroom. I'm sure I hear her crying. I notice spots of blood around the neck of her white nightgowns when I do the laundry. And one day I can't help but knock on the door. When it gently swings open, what I see inside changes everything. That's when I make a promise. After all, I have done this before. I can protect Mrs. Garrick while keeping my own secrets locked up safe. Douglas Garrick has done wrong. He's going to pay. It's simply a question of how far I am willing to go. All right, sounds awesome, doesn't it? So this time we find, a little bit of time has gone on from the last book, and we find Millie is now in a relationship with her new boyfriend, who is a lawyer, who has no idea about her past. She is very guarded around him. He falls in love with her, but she just can't return the sentiment because I think she's still hung up on the Italian landscaper from the last book. But this time she gets a call from the wealthy Douglas Garrick after losing her job at the start of the book for a very petty reason, which was ridiculous. And he offers her a job cleaning the penthouse and preparing the meals, etc. And there are clear instructions: do not go into the guest bedroom or disturb my wife Wendy. But things tense up very quickly when Millie believes that Wendy is being beaten, and this sets off alarm bells in her head because she has protected battered women before. It's very close to her heart, and she will go to great lengths to ensure that Wendy is safe. And the formula of the book follows what the original had in it, where the first half of the book is told from Millie's point of view, and then the second half of the book is told from another character's point of view, explaining the motivations and the reasons why certain actions were taken for whatever reason. And it works well given that this is a sequel, but I wouldn't want to see that same formula repeated across unrelated books. But it works well in this case. Now, of course, there are massive twists and revelations where the payoff is great, and the ending of the book does leave you satisfied, but Freida McFadden gets you by the shirt collar and drags you into the story because her style is very, very approachable. It's very accessible and very smooth, and the pages just turn themselves, much like the last book. And this particular type of psychological thriller is the perfect palate cleanser if you have just finished reading a chunker of a book. If you've read a 1,000-page book, this is the perfect palate cleanser to prepare you for your next big read. But look, the pacing was very, very quick. Just like last time, I flew through it, and I think the simple language that Freida uses is her advantage and gives her an edge over a lot of her contemporaries. But everything, as you would know if you've read Freida McFadden's work, everything in the book gets twisted on its head, and it leaves you reeling. It really does, because the momentous and massive twists are absolutely huge. Now, this book, you can read it as a standalone, but I recommend reading the original first because you will get a greater appreciation for Millie as a character, because there's an intimacy there where you know what she's been through in the past, and that sympathetic sentiment you would have for her carries across into this book rather than starting from scratch when the character is already established. But yeah, I found it very, very enjoyable, and there is a third book coming out as well. It's called The Housemaid is Watching as well. So it's the third book that will feature Millie, which I'm very keen to get my hands on that one. I think it's being published in June, so I can't wait for that. Now, since reading The Housemaid's Secret, I also read recently Never Lie. And I was pleasantly surprised to find that it didn't follow the same formula as the Housemaid series. It was completely its own thing, and when I get a chance, I will be posting that review up on the channel as well. But yeah, if you haven't read Freida McFadden, dive in, get stuck into these books, because they are a real treat. They're not very deep or thought-provoking. Well, they are thought-provoking to an extent, but they're not very deep and detailed. They're just very quick, entertaining thriller reads, and she does a great job at pulling the wool over your eyes and revealing massive twists throughout the book that are fantastic. So there you go, guys. Thank you very much for watching my spoiler-free review of The Housemaid's Secret. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you do that for me, I promise I'll deliver some the best content I can, and there is a lot more content coming as well. Most notably, it's not going to be all about reviews this year. I have recently got OBS Studio to work for me, which means that I can put my camera window down in the bottom corner and I can share things on my screen, which makes it very possible to do tutorial videos and tier lists and things like that. Something I've been wanting to do for a while. It's just been a matter of learning how to use OBS Studio properly and making some refinements, making sure the picture quality is okay and the sound is good, and I'm almost done with that. So I can't wait to bring to you fresher content rather than just the bulk of the channel being made up of these reviews. But there you go, guys. Thank you very much again, and offer up any feedback as per usual, and until the next video, guys, happy reading.